As a species, we thrive on nostalgia, a desire or feeling to return to a former time, location, or group of people. Or at least that's what Dictionary.com says. So, we thrive on nostalgia for, I guess, a number of reasons. We still have family rooms with couches and TVs in hopes that families will come together and have a seat to watch an episode of a TV show or a movie, or maybe play a family board game, because you haven't heard of a family board game night in a while, have you? And movie studios and TV networks still thrive on and mine all this childhood nostalgia for, well, shows and movies, of course. I won't give you any examples, as I'm sure you could think of plenty, both good and bad. So, it's this sense of nostalgia that Ernest Cline's Ready Player One feeds on. If you haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, which you probably should have, as it's been out in print for a touch over a year, to get to the point, it's geeky literature mana. In the year 2040, the creator of a highly addictive and highly immersive MMO called Oasis, which is kind of a mix of Second Life, Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, and Minecraft, passes away and leaves his entire fortune and empire to whomever completes an Easter egg hunt in his game. And when I say highly addictive and immersive, of course, I am talking about players in haptic rigs with goggles, an in-game high school. You get the idea. But needless to say, people pretty much make Oasis their life, abandoning the dystopian hellhole that the world has become some 30-odd years down the line. But what does nostalgia have to do with the novel? Well, James Halliday, the game's creator, loved 80s pop culture. It was his escape from his troubled childhood home life. So after his death, there is a mass resurgence in 80s pop culture, as the egg hunters, or gunters for short, feel like it will give them an edge in their quest if they know what he knew and everything he loved and what have you. So this includes anything and everything starting in the 60s onwards, from Star Trek to Star Wars to Monty Python to Back to the Future to Firefly and beyond. For example, Wade, the protagonist, has in-game, of course, an X-Wing, a Firefly-class ship, and a DeLorean with kit, a faux flux capacitor, and Ghostbusters license plates. Yeah, color me all kinds of jealous. But what the novel examines while reveling in all this geekery is the ever-present idea of not knowing who you're talking to online. But I won't get into that because of spoilers. And there's also the idea of in-game subcultures, like different groups of Gunders. And one would expect these subcultures to have slightly different languages, or a change in language, or what have you, but you don't really get too much detail with the subcultures, so you don't know if they have a different language, or a certain style of dress. I mean, these are things like Alex and his droobs from Clockwork Orange using NatSat, or the moths and the rockers from the Who's Quadrophenia, so that's kind of lacking. But what I'm getting at is, if you're a fan of any and all of the pop culture items which I've mentioned, I would highly suggest checking out Ready Player One for a major nostalgic kick, or pre-nostalgic kick, or what have you. At least before the movie comes out, but that's probably going to be a few years, so you have time. But I would say get on it now. So, enjoy, and happy reading. Book 65. Done. There's that there is a massive resurgence in... Damn it!